Someone once told me that we don't grow when we're comfortable. We grow by making ourselves uncomfortable. Through the grit and the determination, we find the will to win. For us, veterans, first responders, what is the most uncomfortable thing imaginable? Talking. Well, that's what we're here to do. Welcome to Real Talk Mondays, where veterans and first responders come together to share their knowledge to build a stronger community, one real conversation at a time.
Hey, welcome back to Real Talk Mondays with Second Chance Outdoors. You got me, Nate, you got Logan, and we have a return offender from our very first episode of Real Talk. We got Ken Busby here to give us some updates about his business. What's it called, Ken?
Dig Your Corner. Really just kind of gets into the personal accountability stuff, and well, as the show goes on, we'll divulge the rest of the plans for the moving forward.
Awesome.
How about we have a 3-strike limit?
Yeah, 3 strikes and you can't come on the show anymore unless it's a special occasion.
D'Artagnan over here is going to get boring after a while.
Hey, D'Artagnan will live forever. That's all I'm going to say. That is the best drinking story ever.
Well,
but
there's that one.
Before we get into D'Artagnan's adventures,
that's true.
Logan, do you remember that we had a individual or a viewer, if you will, that said he wanted to hear about entrepreneurship in the podcast?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You remember that?
I saw the comment.
What was that dude's name?
I think his name was Ken Busby.
Oh, shit. Welcome to the show, Ken.
Welcome to episode 1 of Entrepreneurs, Ken.
Yeah. So,
did you think we were going to let you get away that easy?
Like, did you expect that or what?
No, not really. I kind of figured like halfway expected you guys would like bring me in somehow, but no, that was not the intent.
Oh,
surprise!
It wasn't surprise
because I'm trying now. I have an idea for later that I've been trying to talk to you about for like a month and a half, Logan.
Oh, you should have just talked to me about it.
Clearly, yeah. The operation. I'm gonna have to start talking to you.
Things get done because he's over here running around in circles.
Yeah.
So hey, Ken.
I was rucking. I wasn't running this morning.
He was shuffling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to protect those knees. You're getting kind of.
I'm getting up there, man.
Yeah, well, you're gonna get one of these here soon.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Then you're just gonna start falling apart. So hey, Ken, let's talk about vets and first responders as entrepreneurs, since you want to hear about it so bad.
Well, one of the things that I've seen, it kind of ties back into the last podcast I did with you guys was the mental health aspect of it, and it kind of gives you a purpose and a direction. And like one of the number one things for like people when they pass away, when they get out or they leave service of whatever, fire, police, military, those people who retired or left the service, they kind of lose themselves and they don't really have a direction. And they kind of just, some people do. Some people are fine with, well, you know what, I'm just going to go fishing every day now. And whatever, that's great. That, it helps them. But having a purpose and a direction to move, to help people, to do something is really what it comes down to for me anyways. Like,
absolutely.
That's really like the driving force behind it.
Well, you just answered my first question then, I guess.
Well, didn't you ask him a question?
Well, kind of. I said we were going to talk about entrepreneurs, but the first question was going to be, like, what gave him the idea to do this? So, I mean, he already answered it.
Yeah, and I mean, it kind of goes with my experience in the military as well. Personal accountability, making sure that you're doing what's right, what you need to do to get to that next step. Like digging your corner is, the third step in room clearing operations. The first one is through the door, run your wall, dig your corner, clear your sector. Those things all have to be done in order to move on to the next step. The last or the third one dig your corner seems to be the hardest one because everything in the room's moving. Everything's so different. Everything's so fluid and dynamic. You forget that one. And it's probably one of the most important ones, I would argue, because you have to physically dominate the space before you can move on to the next point of attack or point of whatever you have in your life. You know, you have to get there before you can do that last step to finish that task to move on.
Because, I mean, that threat's going to come from deep, man, like deep in that corner. You got to get in there.
Yeah.
I like it.
You got to go all the way in there.
Did you write all that down, Logan? Because now you're certified to clear rooms.
Yeah.
I've already done
Thanks,
that before.
personal trainer, also personal room clearing trainer, Ken Busby. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes the episode of Real Talk Mondays.
It's been real. Thank you.
No, I like it, man. No, because there's you can dig your corner to so many aspects, whether that's what you were talking about, personal responsibility and accountability, or owning your own business and driving it forward.
Right. You know, and like that's where I'm at this point right now. And I guess moving on would be into firearms training, like becoming a certified firearms instructor. So right now it's more of a lifestyle brand and just an organization that wants to help people realize their potential and like meet their goals. So moving from that and like getting somebody motivated to do their own thing down the road is really where I want to go. But for myself and my company is moving into firearms safety, instruction, and all that kind of fun stuff down the road.
But you can't.
Yeah, you know, that's probably the next 6 months, like after fire season, get those classes squared away, found somebody that can do it for me, or not do it for me, but actually get me certified and spun up and everything. So things will be moving when I get back from fire season. So it's
where are you
going
going to fight fire this year?
Luna, New Mexico. I mean,
you sound thrilled.
Is there a lot going on there? Or,
still runs through there. I might have to channel my inner heritage and learn smoke signals or something. Town of 158 people. So
Yes, it is.
Oh, so you guys are going to be just happening.
Yeah, I'm going to be like the newest person in town, and well, probably here because they have temporary firefighters. So,
oh boy,
be Mr. Popular, huh?
Yeah, the new kid on the block. I don't even know if they have a gas station. That's the wild part.
I don't know.
Are you going to get, like tornadoes and stuff then?
I don't know.
That's a very valid question.
If there's no gas station, where are you going to get your snack foods and coffee in the middle of the day or night?
I don't drink coffee, so I'm good.
Well, that's where you're wrong.
Yeah.
I know.
Looks like you're starting off terrible.
I know. -1 for me already. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting place. The good thing about it, though, is it's going to be out in the middle of nowhere. So I'll still be able to get out there and do my equipment reviews for all the stuff I'm going to use for the tactical games and so on and so forth.
That was my next question is how do you plan on still running the business and building it when you're out there putting the wet stuff on the hot stuff and stirring it up as you called it last time?
Yeah.
Remember, right?
Yeah, you got to put the wet stuff on the hot stuff and stir the dirt up.
That's right. That's it.
Yeah. Cold dirt, hot dirt.
Yeah, cold dirt, hot dirt. Yeah. It has to be cold dirt. You can't mix hot dirt.
Got to use cold dirt.
You get cold dirt. You're going to be there way too long. It'll work. It's just going to take way longer.
Cold dirt.
No. Yes. Yeah, so when I get out there, it's just going to be very quick reviews, trying to maintain a presence. I'll be using the time to come up with some new designs for apparel, trying to move that along. But as far as getting my instructor certification, getting my clientele base and stuff like that, it's not going to be really a whole lot. There are some ideas. I have some equipment now that I'm working on putting together, maybe taking out a target, like a steel target, and working on some drills as far as like what you can do in the meantime from your house and doing those little 5-minute clips and YouTube and whatever. I might start an OnlyFans and just teach everybody how to shoot guns with an OnlyFans.
If you start an OnlyFans, you
have to sell fans.
I
You have to sell fans.
Sell fans with me with just a plate carrier on.
Yep.
But you have to have a mustache.
You have to have a mustache.
I'll color one in.
We'll send you some of those stick-on ones.
Yes.
Zoom has a little mustache maker thing.
Dude, what?
Yeah. I was looking at it earlier. No shit. I was like, man, these guys are coming out here with beards. Like, I was looking at stuff, trying to figure out my background again. And look, I'm not smart, okay? We already talked about
we never claimed that. We never claimed that.
We just figured out how to set it one time and left it and haven't touched it since.
Yeah. We just left it alone.
But anyways, yeah, so you get on there, there's some settings on there, little mustache. It's great.
That's what you should
I mean, it'll probably work for you with your grayness here.
Oh, no, man. I just leave this.
You want the knowledge stains?
Yeah. It's just leaking everywhere.
So, Ken, what has been the biggest challenge or biggest hurdle you've come to face with, or like that you've faced with your business so far? And how long have you been in operation?
Funding, 100% funding. I've been in operation for officially about 4 months. The LLC got signed off in November. And before that, I was kind of messing around with the idea, trying to get everything lined up where I thought I needed to be, which is not where I needed to be. But it was a good learning curve, so I appreciate it. But the funding is 100% the biggest part about it. That's where the all this stuff comes from, all the gear. It's kind of cliche. I kind of know it. I knock on it myself. The apparel side of it, getting the gear out, getting the hats, the t-shirts, the hoodies, and so on, which you can pick up if you go to my Instagram website or Instagram, check the link tree. There's no OnlyFans link on there. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yet.
But
There's
click
on
on
its
that.
way. We're
link.
just gonna build him one, and then we'll surprise him.
We have his email, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got his email. Happy birthday.
So click on there and you'll see all my links there. Bonfires where you can get hoodies and t-shirts. If you want a hat, I got some leather patch hats left. Go ahead and contact me, Dig Your Corner, Gmail, and I'll talk to you about how to get a hat. But all that stuff is going to, from selling all of that stuff is going to raising money to fund my next step. Because like what I've read in my limited, with the picture books they have is
you should switch to audiobooks.
Well, I like pictures.
They'll tell you a story.
I'm a visual learner
too, so I like pictures.
Pop-ups.
But anyways, the anything I've read, they've said that most businesses fail within the first year because of funding issues or something to that effect. What I don't want to do is depend on somebody else giving me a whole boatload of money and then not being able to pay that back for whatever reason, or having to live under that stress in the entire time. Like, well, I got $500 payment this month because I took out a $12,000 loan to start this company, and so on and so forth. So with what I'm doing right now, it kind of gives me the leverage to work in the summertime like I'm doing, and then and still remain relevant. And then when I come back, get into the meat and potatoes again of the personal connections and like actually making like courses and stuff like that with people so I can get them on the range, teach them how to shoot and so on and so forth.
Oh yeah. That'll be sweet, dude.
Yeah, that's probably one of my most aspects of the future is getting out there, because right now, so before I actually worked in fire this last year, I was selling guns at a gun range here in North Carolina, and the number of people that would walk up with no fault of their own, because it's a constitutional right. You don't necessarily have to know what's going on in order to buy one. I highly suggest it. It does not mean
like you need to have some knowledge. Yes,
and that's why I'm getting. That does not mean that you need to go out and just buy one and be like, good, I'm good to go. Like, no, That's not how that works. Like, buy one, yes.
No, man,
But
you got to have one for every occasion.
Immediately be like, can someone show me how to use this? And then immediately go take them to the range to show them.
Yeah.
So, big dream. I'd like to have a class where I sell you a firearm, I teach you how to use it, and you move on. Streamline. You come to me, I sell you a gun, I give you a holster, I give you the training. 1 week, you're out, whatever, no problem. That's probably in like 10 years, not anytime soon. But for right now, seeing what I saw last year, seeing everybody come in, it was really kind of concerning how often people would come in and they would just be like, they didn't know nomenclatures, they didn't know parts, they didn't know. I had a guy come in, what's those things?
Basic safety or like basic firearms handling safety skills?
Yeah, one guy come in and said, what's those things that come out? Like, I was like, bullets? And he's like, yeah, I need some of those. I'm like, no. No, I'm sorry. You need a lot more than just that. So what's up? Like, but in that kind of environment, though, I didn't have the time to sit down with each new person and tell them, this is what this is and this is what this does and so on and so forth. So I think that's going to be a big part of it moving forward. A lot of people just concentrate on get a gun, go shoot. Especially with the ammo prices right now, my model is going to be a little bit different. You can't do high volume fire classes. And at some point, if you tell a brand new person just pull a trigger 15 times doing something you told them half an hour ago, they're just going to have 15 trigger pulls. What you told them half an hour ago isn't going to mean jack when they finish that magazine. They're going to be so blown away by just firing a gun for the first time, or maybe for the first time in a couple of years. It's going to be a little rough.
I think it's going to be good, though. I mean, getting the knowledge and the basic level training to these people that are buying guns for their first time, whether they're going out hunting, whether it's for self-protection or whatever, like they got to just know. They got to break it down to like the most basic level ever. Because, I mean, like you were saying, some of these dudes don't even know what a bullet is.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't understand that there's two separate pieces for the entire round.
Or, like we see in these political cartoons, shells being dumped out of a revolver.
Oh, there's that one.
That's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah. So that's really getting down and like introducing new people to, people want to call it the sport, whatever. It's a lifestyle, because it's going to change you fundamentally how you think about things. Because now if you decide to carry, you're going to carry a gun into every situation you have, or you put yourself in. So you have to have that understanding. And if you don't, you still have to have that understanding that it's in your bedroom drawer, if it's locked in whatever closet, so on. Those kind of things are going to be like the core issues. There's millions of new shooters in the last year. That's one of the reasons why ammo prices have skyrocketed. One of the reasons why I'm kind of taking a slowed down approach to what I'm doing right now, because a lot of the stuff that I was doing, I can't do because I can't find the ammunition to do it. So I'm having to come up with other ways and means in order to move my business forward. And that's another really hard part about this stuff is, I can write my $1,000 rounds for 1,000 rounds off as taxes, but I won't see that till next year. So that helps me zero right now. But like I said, I didn't want to take out a $12,000 loan, $10,000 loan, and then stress about that all year when I could just sell shirts, make do, figure out what I need to do in order to move this forward in the best way possible. And when I started thinking about it, realizing there's new shooters out there, maybe just introducing them to what a gun is.
Starting off slow.
Yeah. And that might just be the best way, because if they're a new firearm owner, they're not going to have the same mental budget, so to speak, because you have to understand that if you go out and buy 50 rounds to go practice with, and then you're shooting a shotgun out of a 9mm, your target is just sprayed everywhere. It's going to be really disheartening. It's going to be really rough on you as a person to not succeed So it's like, okay, well, let's back up. Let's go over dry fire. Let's go over what these guns do, and then move into the rounds.
Do
and
you
then
understand the machine in and of itself before you actually start using it?
Exactly. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Oh, good. So
you can go out there and shoot 50 rounds and not know what you're doing. You're not getting training. You're not getting practice.
Exactly.
You're just out blowing money up.
Yep. And just building no skill
whatsoever. Like just taking dollar bills and
lighting them on fire.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah. I feel pretty baller when I go to the range and I pull out 3 boxes of ammo and I'm like, I'm going to be here for the entire hour. And then about halfway through, I'm like, I need to start putting these bullets away. But then I feel bad because I spent money on that hour at the range. And I was
right? Like, I'm stuck.
What's more expensive, the hour at the range or the bullets? Well, we already know it's the bullets.
Yeah, 100% the bullets.
Yep.
Yeah, if they cost, yeah, that would be terrible. I would not want to run a range right now. It's going to be rough, to say the least.
Yes, it is.
What are some things that I could learn from you guys? Let me twist these tables around, spin the table around, get some input from you guys. What's some stuff that you guys are doing with Second Chance Outdoors that might benefit me personally because I'm being a selfish prick right now, or somebody else who's thinking about getting into it? Because I got a friend that's doing really well in the marketing. What's that? Affiliate market. I don't even know if he's affiliate marketing anymore, if he's just outright working for the company. But I told him he needs to get his business license and start monetizing himself as a brand and what he does. He's thick-headed and he's not listening, but what are some other ideas that people that want to go in this can do?
Stay true to your mission.
Yeah.
Like flat out, man. Mission first, people always. I mean, our mission, our brand is built around helping people and getting them outdoors and whatnot. So as long as we stay true to our mission, we'll be able to grow. Last year, like everybody knows, was our first year in operation. We were able to put out a lot of folks in the outdoors. Spent a good chunk of startup to get a lot of people, or a good chunk of people outdoors. This year, we're taking a more calculated and sustainable approach, because what do we need to have to grow the business and help more people? Funding.
Yeah.
So Nate and I and another partner of ours we've taken a couple of steps back, and we've opened up the business a little bit more to take a deep dive look at the business to figure out, okay, what is a way that we can diversify some income here?
Yep.
And that's why we're putting out new t-shirts and new hat designs. That's why we're working on the lifestyle side of it. We're for the ruck that we have coming up, there's partnerships that are being developed that are bringing in product to help us grow the brand. But none of that would matter if we didn't give a shit about the mission.
Yeah.
So you have to care about the mission and the people that you're doing it for. And that's our whole mindset and our whole goal and whole focus. So
yeah, I think part of that falls into that mission is finding and surrounding yourself with the people that are like-minded and driven the same way you are to complete that same mission and succeed, not only in just that one avenue, but everybody that we're trying to partner with is a different piece of whatever industry they're in. Everybody's kind of in a different piece, and we're trying to put the puzzle together to complete the picture, and surrounding ourselves, even like me jumping on with Logan, and we have the same mindset to it. And what'd you say?
Work for free, remember?
I can quit at any time.
Ken, I don't like your boss. He's kind of an asshole.
Sometimes he really is. I've already quit once. It had a question mark at the end of it.
You want to binge your dog tag right now.
But finding those people that are driven in the same direction and willing to grow, and finding, like we're trying to find, not necessarily the huge businesses, but smaller businesses that are vet and first responder owned, that are starting out, that we can all grow together and come up together and push in the same direction.
It's about the community. Yep.
Yeah. Something I noticed and something I'm going to be real pig-headed about for probably entirely too long and just try to muscle my way through it is video editing for content and stuff like
I'm
that.
terrible at content creation.
Yeah, I noticed. And you know
You're
what?
so bad at it, man.
You know what else I
We're
noticed
the
though?
best.
I noticed you hired somebody.
No.
No?
Uh-uh.
You didn't hire what's his face to do that video thingamabob?
Nope.
Oh. Well, you're lucky.
We're stumbling, bumbling through our own video and audio editing.
For like the podcast, but are you talking about some of the other videos that we've...
Some of the other videos you've done, like with your...
we've had some really cool people help us out, reach out and say they wanted to be a part of it. Like Stockton out of Causeway Productions, every video that we filmed this year, he did all of that stuff. And he just came with us. He's a good buddy of mine's younger brother, and he volunteered all his time and everything to help build those videos.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I only bring it up because
we got lucky for sure.
Like, I have a passion for it. I want to know how to do it. I want to do it. I mean, I have an idea of how to do it, but it's trying to draw Mona Lisa left-handed if you're not left-handed.
I couldn't.
I already can't draw the Mona Lisa right-handed. I know, and that's the point. I already can't draw it right-handed. Now I'm trying to do it with my dumb hand, and it's not working whatsoever. And I learned this a while back, or not even a while back, like a week ago. It's like, you know, when you start your own business, you have to know your own strengths and weaknesses and work on your weaknesses by all means. But if you don't have that little bit that you need, then hire somebody, get some help. And that's something I've been like kind of struggling with, and being, like I said, pig-headed about, being stubborn. So I'm not going to hire somebody yet. Well,
just build your professional network. Reach out to people. You know, you're going to know people that do it, or you know, can accomplish the task that you're looking for, or that person's going to know somebody, or that person's going to know somebody who knows something. You know what I mean? All you got to do is just get out there and start networking and talking to people about what you're doing, because there's going to be people that fall in line and want to help you out.
Yeah, that's I think a big takeaway is not shouldering the entire mess on yourself. I mean,
I'm terrible at that.
Yeah, it's you know, I understand it's dig your corner, and you know, Second Chance Outdoors, we both have our own idea about how to work on stuff or make stuff happen. But learning what I've learned last couple of weeks is, you know, making sure you can balance it all, because if you get too heavy on one side, it's going to tip over and you're going to lose everything anyways. So it's kind of been a big takeaway lately.
You got to have a team, man. You got to, like, you can do a whole lot of this stuff, you know, on your own, but as you grow, you're going to have to build that team, whether that's another professional networking partner that you work with, or bringing somebody onto your team, like me bringing on Nate and our buddy Josh, because there's no way. And I know, outside looking in, Second Chance Outdoors is still is still young. We're still new, and it doesn't look that huge or that big. But I know Nate, I've leaned on him heavily in the past, probably 4 to 6 months, and he's feeling it, I think, because I just keep pushing.
Well, he's old. He's got a bad back.
Well, yeah.
I do.
But you have to build that team, because there's no way you can accomplish your mission, you know, solo. You have to bring on people to the team, and they have to have the same vision as you, man. Just make sure that that's what it is.
Yeah, that's it, you know, and outside looking in some way, I'm like in the foyer of your guys' Second Chance Outdoors house. You know, I'm inside a little bit.
Just dabbling across the threshold with one toe.
Just like I'm getting ready to run the wall. You know, but you guys, to me, it's huge, because I've known you guys for
ever.
We're old. It's fine.
More than
take your fucking boots off.
On this. I've known you guys for what, like 12 years now, for real? No, it's been longer.
Yeah, it's been a while,
man.
15 years. Oh, shit, since you kicked me in the head while I was driving. Shit.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Down a snowy mountain road. And so, anyways, I've known you guys for a while, so it's really cool to see you guys grow. Well, Logan, you started this. When I heard you started, I was like, man, it's going to be interesting, to say the least. It's going to be pretty dope. And then you go and you hire, your first teammate. He comes on to work with you. That's fucking awesome. And then just watching everything grow and watching your interactions with everybody around you on social media. So I get a lot of motivation from watching Second Chance Outdoors, just because I've seen how successful you guys have been, and knowing you before this. So it's pretty cool seeing how this all goes, whether or not you guys think it's huge or not, or you guys might be looking at Molehill thinking it's, Mount Everest, and everybody else is like, no, it's Molehill. I'm looking at like, no, that's a decent sized mountain. Like, so it's pretty cool. And that's another thing, is having complete confidence in what you are doing. Like, I think Logan said that at the beginning, is stay true to your mission,
You have to, man. Appreciate the call out, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really, I really wanted to get more input from you guys on how you did this, but we kind of brought it back to dig your corner, and that's fine with me. But you guys are my standard. You guys are what I'm measuring myself against. A little bit different business model. You guys are nonprofit. I'm for profit. I have aspirations to do something else later. Maybe get out and help tie up the West Coast with a nonprofit hunting organization like you guys. Do something very similar. Follow your business model.
We had a phone
That's
call.
like I said.
We had a phone call a couple of weeks ago, didn't we, about something?
Yeah, and someone was supposed to call me back.
Did he forget? It happens.
I mean, it might have been because I changed my number
and blocked him.
2015.
I have a question for
my
both
number
of you.
2015.
I have a question for both of you since you started the business. I just jumped on. What's one piece of advice that either one of you, well, actually both of you, would give to a vet or a first responder that is thinking about starting their own business?
Logan, you go first.
Hey, I just verified your number, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
The one piece of advice that I would give to anybody that's looking to start a business is it falls in line with put the mission first. This is not a get rich quick scheme.
No.
I
definitely thought money was going to be a lot easier to find. It's not.
Whether you're for profit or in the nonprofit space or wherever you're working, it's not going to come overnight. I know, Nate and I have had long conversations where I've just unloaded on his ass about things that have gone wrong, whether that's, 6 months ago with the business or recently, a few things that we're working through, but just stay true to the mission and everything else will fall in line. Just keep working every single day, regardless of the setbacks. That's what I would give.
To me, that's key. That last bit what you said, everything else is good too. You're doing great. Way to go, buddy.
Man, you can send my participation trophy to Nate.
I'll throw it right in the garbage.
But that last bit, what you said, every day, like, and I find myself slipping lately, especially. I'm, thinking about fire season. I'm thinking about what I'm doing for the next 6 months. I gotta get ready to leave, everything here in North Carolina and go out to New Mexico and start and just concentrate on that for like the first 2 weeks at least. But I have to find something every day that brings me back to the company, something I can do that'll set me up for success later. something I can do today that I won't have to do next week. And if I find 5 things to do each day of the working week, the next week is going to be that much easier because I won't have to do 5 things on Tuesday for whatever reason. I'll have everything else lined up and ready to go.
Set your goal.
Yeah.
Set a goal and backwards.
Little goals.
Little goals.
Yeah, little goals
every single day. And just knock out those simple little tasks, man. I mean, think about it, room clearing, right? Simple little tasks. That's what creates the magic. So, I mean, just set that goal, backwards engineer that shit, and fucking hit it every day.
Oh, pretty much. And it's a good thing because we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
We're on top of this.
And with that, we got about 2 minutes left on our time. So we're not going to have weekly wisdom this week, Logan.
No,
that question was your.
I was just racking my brain like.
No,
God,
that was the question. I wanted to hear from both.
All right, homie, what do you got?
I got nothing.
No, what you got? You got less than a minute. Ready? Better close this sucker down.
Wisdom?
Go.
Oh man. Find something to do this week to better yourself or help someone out into a better situation than they are now.
Boom.
With that, Real Talk Mondays is going to be done for this week. Next week, we're going to have another entrepreneur on.
Check him out on Instagram.
Yep. Go to Dag Your Corners.
Dag Your
Corner. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for tuning in to Real Talk Mondays. Until next time, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening on. Make sure you check us out on Instagram over at Second Chance Outdoors. And until next Monday, we'll see you on the mountain.